So I want to talk about lifestyle real quick because you have a lifestyle where you're able to work remote, right?
Yep.
And I think that's like the biggest thing. We want financial independence, location independence, and time or time freedom, right?
Yeah.
And so for you, you've been able to start these software companies and able to live that lifestyle. I guess the main thing is like a lot of people are like, how do I get there? And you work with a lot of coaches, you work with a lot of different people. And what would you say is like the way that a lot of people right now in 2024 are able to achieve that lifestyle? I know it's kind of a broad question, but from your, personal experience working with so many different people, what would you say?
Yeah, absolutely. And there's levels to it. I can go from starter to advanced. So,
Please, let's get it.
100%. Because, yeah, I know that sequence and I've done all of them. And so the main thing is passive. you know, that passive sets you free. Like,
Mm,
obviously, there's a million different ways to make passive income. Like, you're in real estate, you understand. Like, but when I truly hit like passive income, it was about 6 years ago where I started getting passive. And that completely changed my life. I enjoyed
mm.
what I do, like what I did, building like one-on-one projects and one-on-one consulting and all that. But like when I started getting passive income and it just kept on coming in every month, type of thing, that changed
And
the
then
game.
real quick, describe what that was. What'd you do? You built a software, you had affiliates.
Affiliate.
What was that? Okay.
Yep. And so that's what I recommend. So it's like beginner stages. You're looking to create something passive that's like super recurring. And I'll give you some tips on this as well. So affiliate marketing, that's pretty general. Here's a good strategy. This is what helped me a lot is look for trending softwares that are newer that have a good foundation and like have a good structure or like a good brand behind it. And if they have an affiliate program behind that software, educate on it for free. Educate, learn the software in and out, and then start educating publicly on it for free and tie that into that affiliate link that goes to that software. So what I mean by that, and here's the reason why, because if you're an affiliate of a software is recurring, it's a monthly subscription, almost every single one of them, right? And most of them pay out really good margins because software has really good margins. And so a lot of software companies will pay out 40%, recurring. So if the product's $100 a month, you're making $40 a month passively per referral, right? And so software referrals have a big margin. They're very sticky as well, and it's super easy to do a one-time sale and never have to touch it again. And you're making that money as long as that person's on their software. And it's super, super passive. So what I recommend doing is it doesn't have to be a new software, but like just a good software that you enjoy, you like, you see potential and growth in. A lot of people are starting to use it. Start educating on that software for free on your social channels, on YouTube, whatever it may be. So learn it in and out, and then educate how to use it. Hey, if you're looking to use, I don't know, ClickUp, right? Here's how inside of ClickUp you can build this, and this to better manage your team. Do a 5-minute tutorial on YouTube, on Instagram. Give that tutorial away. Make it into a lead capture page. Hey, I'm teaching you completely for free, no catch. I'm not selling you on anything because you're not. You're educating on a platform. You're teaching them the exact thing on that platform. And then you say, hey, if you want to build this out the exact way that I said, click below. Get the software. Now you got yourself an affiliate, right? So that's what I do. And so I learn software in and out, ones that I like, and I educate. I give away free education on it, right? And then being there's so much value, and I'm telling people exactly how they can get X, Y, Z result by building this inside this software, right? It's a big value add. They see how it works. They know how to build it. They get really excited, like, oh, all I got to do is just get the software now, and I can build out all this value that this guy just gave me, right? Which means you got yourself a referral, right? And so the number one way to sell software is through free education in general. So the number one way to become a software affiliate is the same exact thing. You're still pushing to the software, but just as an affiliate, and you don't have to fulfill, right? You don't run the software company, you don't fulfill, you don't have customer support. You're just sending people to it. And so that's why I recommend starting off for passive income.
What does the splits usually look like on that or affiliate?
40% is standard.
40% is pretty standard. Okay.
Pretty standard across software. That's like kind of the sweet spot. I mean, that's like nearly half the revenue, right? But
Hmm.
software has such good margins. It's they can afford that. That's why that it's so high. I do that in all my software companies. I give 40% because we have 90+% margins. We can do that. That's
Mm-hmm.
also why I love software.
Okay, so that was the beginner. What would be like the intermediate and then advanced?
Intermediate would be building software yourself, like 100%. That's on a little, I'd say a little bit above what what I would actually recommend before that. So before building software yourself, building software today is a lot easier than it was 5 years ago. A lot easier. It's all plug and play, drag and drop. You barely even have to code anymore. But it does get a little techie, you know. But if you're not techie at all, and if you're watching this and you're not techie, you're like, I don't even want to get into tech. A membership program, so subscriptions. Think about what's on subscriptions today. Everything. I get my meat delivered to me on subscription. I get my toothpaste on subscription. I have Netflix subscription, right? I get my deodorant on subscription. Like, so the subscription based model is trending. It's convenient for people and people like it. And so if you're not techie, you're not looking to build a software company, I recommend building a monthly membership type of community based around a subject that you enjoy talking about and you're passionate about teaching. You probably know something better than someone else does. It could be anything, right? You probably know something better than someone else does that someone else wants to learn. Build a membership community based off that, price it at $47 a month, right? Make it interactive, build a curriculum in there, host some live classes once a week, like a mastermind, right? Have a lower entry point, anywhere from $24 a month to $97 a month is recommendation, right? Think about if you're someone who's just getting an entrepreneurship and you got 20 members at $97 a month, you're now making $2,000 a month recurring every single month for those active members in your community, right? And so that's an easier way for people to get in that's not techie that I would recommend.
Mm-hmm.
We actually teach that as well.
Mm. And then you say that would be the most advanced one, or that would be
No,
more
that's
so
like
the
medium.
intermediate?
The most
Okay.
advanced is investments. Most advanced is investing in real estate, you know, obviously like hard money lending and all that kind of stuff, which that's a whole nother topic.
So
But
I
that's
went
like,
straight to advanced, straight out of corporate.
yeah, you're right into it, you know, and then there's ways to get into real estate easy, you know, but it is a little bit more, you know, technical and a little bit more money or a little bit more grunt work to get it going. Um,
Hmm.
Over like building a membership community, right?
Right.
And so investing itself into obviously passive assets and things like that is like, you know, top level.
For sure.